Welcome to the Heroes Blueprint podcast. I'm your host, De-Paola, and today we're going to be diving into luck. Now, luck is something that I've been really contemplating and kind of thinking about for years. So much so to the point that I actually created a formula for luck. Now, look, I have put this thing to the test. I'm a part of an organization called Toastmasters International, which helps to teach people public speaking and leadership skills. So essentially, I go to these meetings every other week and basically get the opportunity to give a speech, get feedback, learn and grow as a speaker. But one of the topics I spoke about previously was this luck equation. And my God, the feedback was phenomenal and amazing. And every time I speak about this, people always tell me that they view luck in a different way. Okay, now the traditional way of viewing luck is that it's just stuff that kind of magically happens in front of you or you don't have any control over it, right? For example, like you have the lottery or you have these people that are doing phenomenal things where they get lucky in a job or they get lucky finding the right person. They get lucky, who knows, whatever the heck you might tell people that they're lucky for. We just usually view luck as something that just happens. But when you really kind of dive and dissect into luck and kind of break it down, the equation that I have for it, you're going to want a notepad and write this down, okay? So let's break it down. Luck is preparation plus positioning equals opportunity. Preparation plus positioning equals opportunity. And that's what I call the luck formula. Because when you really look at luck, is it really luck when, let's say you go to buy a lottery ticket and you end up winning? Somebody had to go and buy the lottery ticket, right? There was some sort of action that somebody had to take. You might meet the right person at a random bar. You might apply to a job online. But the thing is that before luck has the opportunity to approach you, there's some sort of action, even if it's minuscule, that's required on your actual part. And that's where positioning comes into play. But I want to start with preparation. Let's break it down one more time. Preparation plus positioning equals opportunity. Preparation. Let's put this in the context of an Olympic athlete. Now, an Olympic athlete, obviously they're the best at what they do. So let's take an Olympic wrestler. Okay. An Olympic wrestler, for somebody that wants to become one, how do they become one? Is it just kind of luck that they end up becoming a Olympic caliber wrestler and competing at the Olympics for a gold, silver, or bronze medal? No, it's not. Preparation is the number one step. So an Olympic level athlete, when they have their eyes set on accomplishing a goal of achieving a gold medal, they need to practice. They need to train, right? They need to work out. They need to diet. They need to practice all these different things. They need to find a coach. They need to find a place to wrestle their people, right? So they're doing all of this preparation. But this is where the second part of the luck equation comes into play, which is positioning. So if somebody is just constantly training and they're getting better and they're getting better, but let's say they're not actively competing at events and they're just constantly working in the room, is anyone going to be able to find them or see their skills? Is opportunity going to be able to come their way? Are they going to be able to make it into the actual Olympics if they're not out there competing and getting eyes on them? No. So when you're preparing for something, you also need to position yourself in the proper place. So an Olympic wrestler is constantly training and they're also positioning themselves by going to wrestling meets, right? So they're doing all of these two things right here, this preparation and preparing. And their preparation and positioning, they're constantly doing those two things back and forth. And then that's where opportunity comes into play, right? If they're constantly training and then they're beating people at events and they're in the right spot at the right time, then that's when the opportunity for somebody like a scout, Olympic scout, might be able to have their eyes set on them and be able to see them and other people will be able to actually get to know their name and say, hey, this person's a good wrestler. Now replace the Olympic wrestler with any context, any sort of thing. You want to become the best person, the best freaking accountant that you can possibly be, right? You want to work at the best place. You're constantly learning everything you can about accounting. That's preparation. And you're constantly applying to jobs online and you're constantly going to these meetings not meetings. You're constantly going to these meetups. You're constantly going to these networking events. Like Toastmasters is an event that I go to. It's a club, right? I also go to a bunch of different things like entrepreneur events or mindfulness, meditation clubs, classes. I go to a bunch of different things, and that is positioning. So if you want to become the best accountant, find a freaking club near you, whether it's at a library, where they're talking about any sort of subject that is even remotely similar to yours, and just go. Because you have no idea if that person, if one of those people in that room is the exact person that you need to meet to change your entire life. But the thing is, if you show up and you're not prepared, you haven't been preparing, you don't know your stuff, you're not good at the stuff you are saying that you're good at, then you're going to show up, you're in the right place at the right time, but you're going to fumble the bag because you didn't prepare. You see, so you cannot be in the right place at the right time if you're not also at the right position skill-wise. So you need the preparation plus positioning, and that's where opportunity is going to approach you. Look, I like to also think of this as a luck and opportunity is like a moving train, right? So number one is, if you want to jump on this moving train to get to where you want to go, number one, you need to know where the train is going to be at. You need to know if you're at the right tracks, right? And then the second part is you need to be physically able to run fast enough to get on the train, right? You need to be prepared for the train. So that is the thing right there, is like, if you're thinking in that context, do you know where you need to be? And do you have the skills required to be able to execute once you're in that spot? Do you have the skills to be able to jump on that train going 40, 50 miles per hour? If not, then maybe you need to get better. Or if you don't even know where the tracks are, maybe it's like, okay, I need to figure out where the heck I need to be. I need to position myself in better spots. So luck right there, broken down into that context, again, preparation plus positioning equals opportunity. Gives you an actionable map for you to make yourself, quote unquote, luckier. And this is where a lot of people mess up when they see luck as just the luck of the draw. No, there's actions that you can take to make yourself luckier. I highly encourage all of you to seriously think about this concept for about 3 to 4 days until it's kind of ingrained in your head, and put every single context that you possibly can, plug it into this equation. And I promise you, I'm going to want you to message me in a month from now and be like, hey, I am the luckiest person alive in this context. Like, if you want to get the job that you want, okay, preparation plus positioning, do those things that we talked about. If you want to get the guy that you want, preparation plus positioning equals opportunity. Tell me if you're getting more chances, if you're getting more opportunity on the things that you want 30 days from now after applying this map. And I promise you, you are going to tell me yes. That's why I'm putting it out there right now. And if not, then, you got to message me because you're doing something wrong. I'm sorry. You're just doing something wrong. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Keep this thing nice and short. And I just highly encourage all of you guys to really start to take every single day of your life serious in the fact of learning something and implementing something. Like, so you're listening to this episode right now, right? But if you don't act on this information, you're just going to go on to the next piece of information. And look, this is something we all fall victim to, and this is something I'm going to create another episode about, but I need to remind you guys, you cannot listen to information, learn information, and not execute on it. You need to execute before you go on to new information. So utilize this podcast episode, hold your horses before you go on anything else, write this stuff down, get clear on the concepts, make sure you understand this concept of luck, and then apply it. All right? Thank you all for tuning in. Please leave a review on this podcast if you enjoyed it, if you found this helpful. Share this with a friend who maybe wants to become more luckier. You know what? This is funny. You can share this with somebody who's trying to win the lottery, and they're going to open up this episode and be like, this is such crap. And I guarantee you they're going to be like, thank you for sending me this, because they're actually going to be able to improve themselves in some sort of context in life in general and become more luckier, right? Everyone take care. Have a fantastic day. And I will talk to you guys in the next one.